3-5, solving two-step equations. So now we're going to combine some addition and subtraction with multiplication and division into one equation. Two-step equations. So over on the left we have 2x minus 5 equals 7. We have multiplication with the 2 times x, and then we have subtraction with the minus 5. Where to begin? Normally, you would follow the order of operations and do multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. However, when we solve equations, you want to do it in reverse order. You want to get rid of the easiest stuff first and work your way towards the more difficult operations. So we have 2x minus 5 equals 7. We want to get rid of the subtraction first. And in order to get rid of it first, we have to solve subtraction by adding. And we're going to add 5 to both sides. What happens to the 5s on the left-hand side? Again, they cancel each other out. And so now we have 2x on the left-hand side as opposed to just x. The 2 comes with it for now. And 7 and 5 is 12. That's step number 1, getting rid of the easier portion of math, getting rid of the subtraction. Now we have 2x equals 12. What kind of equation is this? This is a multiplication equation. How do we solve them? By division. In this particular equation, what are we going to divide? We're going to divide both sides by 2. Because you're such advanced math students, what happens to the 2's on the left-hand side? They cancel each other out. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. A two-step equation. This one involved nothing but positive numbers. Nice, easy, a quick review. Now, moving on to something that looks a little bit more integer-oriented. We have 8 equals n divided by negative 7 minus 5. This equation is not written the way we wish it to be written, so we need to change it. N divided by negative 7 minus 5 equals 8. We need to switch things. Okay, we want to get rid of what first? Take care of the divided by negative 7 or get rid of the subtraction? You want to get rid of the subtraction first. How do we get rid of subtraction? With addition. Yeah. We're going to add 5 to both sides. Because you're such advanced math students, what happens to the 5's on the left? They cancel each other out. I have n divided by negative 7 equals 13. Now what kind of equation is it? It's a division equation. How do we solve division equations? With multiplication. In this particular equation, what are we going to multiply? Both sides by negative 7. On the left, what happens to the 2 negative 7's? They cancel each other out. On the right-hand side, you have 13 times negative 7. Don't know it off the top of my head really quick, so I'm going to solve it off to the side. I'm going to write it down. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. It's 91. N equals 91. Wait. We have positive 13 times negative 7. The signs are different. The answer is going to be negative 91. All right, so very important you keep track of that as you solve your equations. Another example here, getting a little bit more advanced. We threw something new in there. Any ideas what it is? It's the distributive property. We need to distribute the 4 into the x minus 5. So 4 times x is 4x. It's subtraction. We'll leave it that way. And 4 times 5 is 20. Nothing else changes. Now we want to get rid of the subtraction by adding. We're going to add 20 to both sides. What happens to the 20's on the left? They cancel each other out. I get 4x equals 36. Now it's multiplication. We solve by dividing. We're going to divide both sides of the equation by 4. The 4's on the left cancel each other out. And we end up with x equals 9. So more advanced now involves some distributive property. Probably won't see too many of these, but you need to be aware of what to do when they show up. This is a special case. There's just a negative sign outside the parentheses. It's negative c plus 6 equals 9. To simplify this, on the right-hand side, you're going to distribute the negative sign into the parentheses, just like you would a number. So we're going to take this negative sign and we're just going to distribute it in. So what's negative and c? Negative 1 times c is going to be negative c. And plus negative 6 equals 9. So negative c plus negative 6 equals 9, distributing the negative sign. Now, I want to do something that's going to kind of break some rules here. I don't like the plus negative here for when we solve equations. It's messy. So I'm going to undo some work that we started earlier this year. I can rewrite this as negative c minus 6 equals 9. You'll remember with subtraction and integers, you turn a subtraction problem into addition by leaving the first number the same. The subtraction turns into addition, and the sign of the second number changes. We can reverse that process. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to make math work for you when it's possible. This is going to make our problem a little bit easier. Less work, not as many pluses and minuses. So we have negative c minus 6 equals 9. All right, we have a subtraction problem, so we're going to add 6 to both sides. What happens to the 6's on the left-hand side? They cancel each other out. I have negative c equals 15. And based on the trick I told you a few days ago, and the math that we did yesterday a little bit, yes, you can take the negative sign and move it over to the answer. And c is equal to negative 15. Your homework is not all of this. Your homework is going to be the book assignment, 14 to 48, the evens. You will, however, be doing handouts 128, 62, and 338 over the next couple of days as in-class assignments.